H1 visa that not very many people know about. So this is applicable to people who are working for TCS, Infosys, CTS, Birlasoft, Hexaware, etc. When they come here on H1 and they go back to India, they don't have a very interesting rule that is applicable to them. They don't even know how to analyze their situation. Okay, so I will help them. So basically, they were on H1 visa and then they went back to India. After 1 year or so, their visa stamp would expire, and their visa stamp would expire, and their visa was, let's say, approved for, let's say, 2 years. It would expire, let's say, after 2 years then, right? Or maybe after 3 years. So they think that their visa is now expired and now they cannot go back to America. But they should understand that their visa number has not expired. There's something called visa number. And that is what has not expired. And that visa number is valid for 6 years. Which means that if they apply to a company in America and they get a job, then they can instantly, within a matter of 2-3 months, basically they file a visa in premium processing, which is allowed in those days. I mean, these days, premium processing is allowed for certain years and then it's not allowed again, whatever. But then it's allowed again. I'm not sure about what is that rule in August 24, but if it's premium processing is allowed, within 2-3 days, weeks, they'll be in America. Yes. So you don't understand this concept actually. So let me tell you. So what is the biggest issue because of which you cannot really instantly just fly to America on H1B visa? Just think about this. Is it because companies are not ready to sponsor you? Even if you find a sponsor, even then it will not happen. You know that, right? The reason is lottery. The reason is lottery. Let's analyze. That's your problem. That's a big problem. Because of which there are not very many people are ready to sponsor your visa. The reason is lottery. Because you're on a lottery. For the lottery, it goes out in like February or something. That's when your lottery number gets picked. If your visa, then you're in April 1st, your visa processing starts and it ends by July or something. Then in October you can come, and that's the biggest reason why a person cannot go to America just within a matter of just instantly, basically, right? That's your biggest issue. So on H1 visa, once you get the H1 visa, howsoever you get it, right? Whether it is done by TCS, whether it's done by some desi consultancy, whether it's done by a big company like Cisco, once you get an H1 visa and you spend maybe few months or something, then this requirement that you come under the lottery is waived for 6 years. I'll tell you how that 6 years work. From the last exit stamp of yours, 6 years after last exit. So if you keep on living in America, then it's valid forever. Many people do not know these rules. So till the time your initial 6 years expire, it is valid forever. It is valid for 6 years after the exit after the last day you exited. Let's say your 6 years are about to be over, but you exit on the 5 years, 11 months to India. So 6 years about to be over. Your visa number is still valid. You can go to India. Let's say the company files for you. This is another application of the whole thing. The company files for your green card. Once you get the I-140 approved, now your visa can be extended for another 3 years. Now you apply for the visa and you'll get the extension for 3 years and then you can again come back and then your visa is still. So many people when they say my visa is about to expire, this is the answer. They should basically exit the country. Even I'm not sure about 20 days, 15 days, but I've seen people exiting 30 days before the visa expiry and the visa expiry. So how are these 6 years calculated? Right? So for this purpose, okay, there are 2 points to it. One is, so if you stay in America without filing green card for 6 years, then you have to exit the country. Your visa number again expires after that. So then you have to reapply in lottery. Very few cases are there for this kind of situation, but this situation is also there. For this situation, when people have stayed for 6 years in America, they have to exit and again apply for the lottery and then come through the visa number. But they can avoid this by exiting the country before the end of 6 years. Those 6 years in which they're staying in this country, if they go to India for, let's say, 2 days vacation or 20 days vacation or 2 months vacation, even that is subtracted from those 6 years. So it's actual physical stay of 6 years of physical stay in America for 6 years is what counts towards those 6 years, which are say, okay, now your visa is expired without green card. If your green card is filed, you can, and your I-140 is approved, you can keep on extending that. You know that rule. So this discussion will, then half of this, then the things that I just mentioned will not be applicable. But once you go to India, then the whole my video is all about basically once you go to India, then you should know that your visa number is still intact and you can come back to America for 6 years. Let's say it's fourth year, it's fourth year and you're exited to this country because TCS sent you back to India. Now you're in India. Now you can come back from the last day. You can come back. You don't come under the lottery for 6 years from that last day, and then you can easily just get a sponsor and then come back to America. Many people do not know. I call these cases as H1 stuck cases, and so if you're an H1 stuck case, that means you're stuck in India. You can come back to America very easily. It's a pretty straightforward process. You can go with any consultancy. They will be very happy to sponsor their small companies. Go for small companies, guys. Go for small solution providers. Big solution providers like TCS, CTS, etc. They basically have rules. But small solution providers will hire you on the spot. Just as they have a project, they'll hire you. They'll get you there. Tell them that you're ready to come back, and you'll be once you come here after like 1 year, once the contract is over with the solution providers, what they do is when your contract is over, they'll let you go. So what you do is by the time you can buy a small consultancy, right, and then you can work there, or you can get a permanent job like and client full-time job. Okay, and then you can get settled here. So this would be the strategy if anybody is stuck in H1. If a person is stuck in for H1, I always believe working for a desi consultancy is the best. You can do couple of you can do moonlighting and you can make a lot more money and you have a lot of flexibility. But that's again, that's a personal choice. I don't have a desi consultancy than that. So I don't want, again, this platform is, I want to keep it as generic as possible. I'm not here to publicize my stuff. So my point is, in my mind, desi consultancy is the best way to go. Don't work for Cisco, don't work for Amazon, don't work for Microsoft, don't work for Walmart IT department, don't work for Kmart IT department, don't work for Sears IT department, don't work for Dell IT department, just work for desi consultancy. You make much more money, you have a lot more flexibility, and you have a lot of control on your visa and your situation, and you make a double or triple the money, right? This is a better choice than every if you're planning to stay in America. My advice always is, if you're a class 1 and class 1 person or an upper class 1 person, right, you should go back to India. You should not stay in this country. This is horrible. Even after you start making that money that I'm talking about, a lot of it goes in the taxes. After that, there are a lot of expenses, and still you keep on living a middle minus lifestyle. It will not change. It will not change forever. Yeah, it will always be like this. You'll be always seen working. You have to keep working till the time you die, pretty much. You have to keep working in this country. Anyway, that's another story. But if you still want to stay here, I give you the methods. All right. Thank you, guys.